Oh, Bubble Peep. Now hold on. Oh. A-boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boop-boop-boo. All right. Here we are. It's me. I'm sitting here doing my stuff. Okay. And we are live. Doing it live. So, got a bunch of stuff. Bunch of new things to talk about, but I think I need to figure out how I need to talk about them because a lot of life changes. A lot of really big life changes. But I think I need to figure out how best to sort that into a topic to discuss, which I will do this weekend. But today, I'll be looking at these guys. So, that looks good. So these guys are little pewter figurines. I'm sure there's actually another term for them other than figurines because of their use in a board game. Little sponge, keep that. Put the sponge in the sponge drawer. You want to have a sponge drawer. And then the little plastic box. It goes in the plastic box because I'm not throwing them away yet. I'm not going to keep them in that. That's not a good container for a game piece. That's a piece of plastic. Okay, so the idea with these guys is I am going to paint them. Going to fix them up and paint them accordingly to how they are. Try to figure out what the hell this one's actually holding a candle. I need to look and see what they actually look like. The casts are not the best casts, but they're fine. I'm going to touch them up. Yeah, just creepy little dudes. So essentially, this game is about being lost in the dark. I'll grab a box too. This is not like a, hey, let me do an ad for Night Cage. It's more just, I fucking love this game. So. If you are in the mood, listen to your episode of The Wires. Yay! I need to listen to it. I don't remember what I said. So this, hopefully you liked it, Possum. I need to listen to it. I think I'll probably do that today. I've got some time. So this is a game called The Night Cage that I'm randomly talking about today because of these little dudes. But I adore this game very, very, very much. It is a very well-designed game. It's very fun. We have thoroughly enjoyed it every time we played it with, we have played my wife and I. So that's where we actually picked it up at Barnes & Noble. We were just randomly in there looking for something for someone for, I want to say it was like a Dirty Santa present or something like that. But on an impulse, I saw that and I was like, well, that looks like my jam. And then I started to read the back of it and I was like, holy shit, no, this is even more my jam. The artwork is wonderful. This very grisly, dark, hopeless art. Almost, I don't know. I don't want to say the word whimsical, but it's the art's very, it reminds me very much Merc Borg-esque. It's the same kind of vibe, I guess. It's dark. It's gritty. I don't know. There's a very, I say whimsical. I say whimsical just because it reminds me of Flapjack. Anything that reminds me of Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, because of that like gritty. What is the other term? John Blanche's paintings are always the color is desaturated. Desaturated, odd angles. That's what I typically think of. I'm like, oh, whimsical. Let that guy out. So this actually did not come with the base game. This was another monster that they had for the Kickstarter that you added to the base game that I haven't even played with him yet. But it's really fun. Just to quickly summarize how the game works, you move around on a board that you are building essentially by placing tiles. As you place these tiles, you can only see around you one square because your little guy is holding a candle. And as you move, the board, essentially, if you are not touching a tile, the tile gets removed. So as you walk through, the labyrinth is constantly changing. And as a man who loves labyrinths and mazes, and that, I forgot to put that back in the box yet. I loved the idea, and so we picked it up on an impulse after I read a really good review on BoardGameGeek.com, and holy shit, it was so worth it. So if you're looking for a board game recommendation from me today, that is easily it. 1 to 5 players. Yeah, so it's 1 to 5 players. The normal little playing pieces themselves. Actually, I'll pull those up so you can see what the pieces look like, and to give the idea of what these guys are supposed to look like. So, yeah. Normally, everybody just has a little candle, depending on the color. And you also are hoping, you're mainly trying to keep your candle lit. If your candle goes out, someone has to like touch base, stand next to you to reignite your candle. But it's an all or nothing kind of game, which I love. I love cooperative games that make you work together and you all lose if you all can't figure it out. I really like that kind of a game, because it makes you all, I don't know, it's just a fun thing. I like that. But yeah, so one of the things for the Kickstarter for the expansion, actually, before I do that, I'm going to see if there is artwork on the other side that is good. Now, it looks essentially, you have these cards that tell you, what you do when your turn is on. So essentially, it's just like a summary. And then if your candle goes out, you flip the card, and now it tells you what your new moves are. And then once you reignite your candle, once someone else does, then you're good to go around again. That's absolutely something that I think I've been talking about what I want to do with a lot of people with my channel, but I would say that there is a very high chance that we will probably at some point in the near future have a video of how to play that game and us playing the game. But I just realized there's like a wound on my finger. So yeah, these little guys, I'm pretty much just going to be cleaning them up, cleaning up these little lines. That way I can paint them, because I really want to. I love this game. I love these old guys, and I'm thinking that I need to do the thing. I've got some more time as of recently, and this guy. I'm trying to figure out what his hand is supposed to be doing. Like, it looks like it's like the candle's bent that way, so he's like putting the candle in his face. That can't be right. His hand's not supposed to be coming like that. In fact, I'm almost certain. Let me look up pictures. I'm pretty sure that guy's supposed to be holding the candle out straight, but I don't want to bend it the wrong way and then it break. So, knight, cage, starter, shrieking hollow. Yeah. So the Shrieking Hollow Kickstarter was the Kickstarter that I got these from, uh, and I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But first, I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out what the hell that guy was supposed to look like before I bent his arm and maybe break it. I really don't want to pin them. As everyone knows, I love pinning. They're a big proponent of pinning. I love pinning all the time. I don't want to pin right now. It's a very small little arm, and I'm just like, man, I just wanted to paint these guys. Okay, so that's him. He's this guy, but instead, he's stabbing himself with a candle. That's crazy. Related to this, have you heard of Rebecca Walks Home at Night? Tangentially, are you hyped to see what Gundam Assemble is going to be about? I've not kept up with Gundam Assemble, but I think that's the thing. Shit. Okay. I think that is the thing that Tammy posted, and I was like, what? Tears of Emmy, Tammy. Tammy Nichols, Tam. So, she posted something about Gundam Symbol, and I lost my mind. And then she sent me a link to Bandai's thing about them. Man, I'm really thinking. I think you could hear it. I'm sorry. I think you could hear the actual break of the pewter underneath of my. But yeah, that was awful. I hated that. It was not stuck, but it was a very clear. This little arm will not bend much more. Yeah, we got it. So that needs to go. There's a bunch of flash in here. That's kind of what I was wanting to show. I did not answer the question. So that looked awesome. The Gundam game looks awesome, and I am excited to see what it is. I also have. I've not been involved anymore, but I really want to be. A couple years ago, I found the Gundam Skirmish rules online because I unapologetically love Gundam, and I always have. It was pretty much one of the first things that got me into a good chunk of what my sci-fi nowadays is. They were the first models, outside of a Star Wars one that I put together. I love Gundam so much. Rebecca Walks Home at Night. I've not played it, but it looked a lot like the game Zombies, which I was a big fan of, or am a big fan of. But Rebecca Walks Home at Night, I saw Witty was playing that, and I probably will go back and watch that stream. But it looked very, very good. It looked like a fun game, a solo game, if I'm not mistaken. I love solo games. That's another thing that I've kind of wanted to dabble in. But it plays fairly similar to Night Cage, but it is a solo. Okay, hell yeah, that's awesome. That sounds So if it plays similar, then I'm assuming that it's almost it's not like Zombies in that it would be like an expanding world that disappears behind. If it disappears behind you, that's what I really like. Anything that makes you feel like there's only really kind of a way forward, kind of lost, but you're not really lost. I love games that can do that. But I've not played that one. Night Cage, though. I got distracted. This is the New expansion. It's been out for a while, but there was a Kickstarter, and I have yet to play it. But we played the regular Night Cage. The regular Night Cage has other rules that you can add to it to like try and make things more difficult, more intense for you. We have not done any of those. We just played the regular base game, but we've played it with our friends Sam and Lissy, and then we played it with my buddy Aaron and his wife. You know, and I just threw those little guys all over the floor. But everyone has really enjoyed it. It's a game that really, I think it's a very well crafted game. So I love it, and that led to me getting this expansion, which I've yet to play with. But God, I love just the. I was in when I saw what it was. I don't know how it works yet. I haven't read the rulebook. I didn't even really fully read the Kickstarter. I just saw this and I said, okay, gonna get my money. Because I love this game. I don't even know how this fits into it, but I'm in. I want it. So this is like the hollow, like the new board that it adds. And this is I don't remember what this thing's called, but I was just like, okay, well, I'm in. But it's this awful thing that slowly just like moves up out of this pit, and you have to like. I don't fully understand, but I was in. I was like, okay, I love this. This is great. So I'm very excited to entering the hollow, returning to the main board. Yeah, falling or leaping into a pit on the main board sends you into the hollow. You must land on the lowest unoccupied row. This is different than the base game. Prisoners do not take an extra move when they land. Leaving the hollow by choice. So that's a whole different thing. But I just really like this big creepy guy. I love the art. The art's great. The vibe is great. It's good. Good fun times. I'm very excited to play this guy. But first and foremost, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, possum. First and foremost, these little guys. So what got me on this wavelength of thinking is yesterday I had a bunch of time. This sounds terrible. I'm sorry. There we go. I think they went in there. I'll go back and see what box I got those on. But I think they go in here. So, one of the things for Night Cage with the Kickstarter was instead of having the little pieces of wood, you could get these little pewter figurines, and I love them. So I had to do that. This handle is stuck to his head. So pretty much I'm just going through and I'm going to any extra pewter that is going to make it kind of look weird when I paint it. Kind of cut that off. I'm going to green stuff. So this right here, that's where I'm going to see some annoyance. Honestly, I'm probably going to take all these lines. I'm probably just going to take green stuff and sculpt over them because they're very cute and I like them, but they are not the best casts or sculpts. I can't tell. And that's fine. I wasn't getting them for a like Forge World expectation level of detail, which ironically you probably can find the joke in there. This is much closer to Forge World level of detail. I'm so funny. So, yeah, I'm going to bust out some green stuff, and I'm going to be working on these little guys. Because I want to paint them and have them. I never finished what my whole tangent was. Yesterday I've been cleaning up the workshop because I had a lot of ideas that I'm going to be moving forward with soon. That is way too much. There is no way I'm going to use that much. I need like a boop, just a little boop like that. Uh, have I done any sculpting on here? I think I have. I probably have. But yeah, so I'm really excited about some changes, uh, some new changes, and I'm going to do a little more planning before I announce anything. But yeah, big things, big things, big things, big ideas, big plans. I talked about Adepticon yesterday, so going to Adepticon. Be doing these little sculpts today. Cleaning up over here. Starting to work on an intro video. Ah, man, I'm doing it. I need to not do it. Let me get that off my fingers. Glove. Glove. I don't like the feeling of epoxy sculpt on my fingers. It sticks very much. It's very sticky. Not like green stuff. Green stuff's different sticky. It's sticky like chewing gum. Epoxy sculpt is sticky like something that breaks apart and gets stuck in between like little parts of your fingers. So I don't like to mess with it without gloves. Really. More from a like it just sticks. I know Mr. Pink, Nick, Modern Synthesis, if you will, would champion my use of gloves because it is a skin irritant for certain. And I mean a lot of things are. Epoxy, two-part epoxy, at least Kneadatite is the one that he typically talks about. That you need to wear gloves for, or that you should. They recommend that you wear gloves. The maker of Kneadatite. I don't know where I stand on the debate. I typically don't. Epoxy sculpt I do because I don't like to touch it. Just because it sticks into my fingertips. Where the hell did I put my... Where the hell is that goddamn lawnmower? I don't know if you guys have played Resident Evil Biohazard, but that's one of my favorite parts about that character in that game is in the awful nightmare house that you're trapped in. Like the first guy who chases you around, like the father character in the mansion, he just talks. If you are a good distance from him, he'll just talk and you can just listen to him. And that is one of the lines that he will say is, "Where's that goddamn lawnmower?" And it's funny because as you're like going through this nut house, there are so many lawnmowers, and they're like crammed in rooms. They're like hidden like in the like when you're down in like the basement and stuff. There are so many lawnmowers. It's just very clear that like that's not a part of the actual like story of the game, but like he's such a well-rounded character that he's been buying and losing lawnmowers in his home for quite some time. I always thought that was really one funny, but two also like that's horrifying. Like it's comedically horrifying. I just dropped that blue part Kneadatite, which means it's now on my floor, which is not exciting because I don't want to get stuck in my rug. Where'd you go? It might have gone and oh nope, it went on the rug. It's right there. Ah. All right. So do I need to zoom in more? Maybe. Maybe. It's a me, Tony Pizza. That looks good. Nothing in there except your things. Looks good. All right, so in accordance with the the rights passed down by Mr. Pink. We're going to mix our epoxy sculpt with Kneadatite. I mix them separately. I don't know if there's an actual like, and then I just do that. And I roll them all together. And that's how I start getting Kneadatite stuff ready. Oh boy. So now we're going to reach in with our handy dandy bucket of sculpting tools. We're just going to have that over there. And then I need my acrylic. So I have a big old slab of, I think it's acrylic. It might be glass. I don't know which one it is. It's heavy as shit. It might be glass. This might just be glass. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is based on the. Anyhow, so I've got this really big thing of glass. It's smooth. It's very, very, very smooth because it's glass. So that is what I use as my base for my work when I'm working with any kind of sculpting clay. And then I will take Nivea cream. Again, this is not me doing anything like original. This is, I picked that up from Nick again, the Nivea, and it is worth it. I bought this a couple of years ago. As you can see, I only use it for sculpting. That is how much I have used. And I've done a lot of sculpting, so it is expensive because it is a body like moisturizing product, like from a reputable dealer. But for like what we actually use it for, it's just like, it's awesome. I use it lubricating tools. It's just water will do it, but that stuff for the price, there's really nothing else that I think compares. So that's my go-to. As far as sculpting goes, I don't think I've done a video really going over how like sculpting, other than what I've done on frustration, which really frustration I've not done much sculpting on. That's fun to think about. So I use this guy a lot. As far as picking and pulling, that's just a very basic like dentist kind of tool, which, as you can tell, I've bent the shit out of it apparently. So I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, okay. And often I will forget to clean it. So there is some green stuff ever so slightly hardened around the tip. Okay, so I use that one a lot. The next one, and this is, I've got many different colors. All these essentially is firmness. The red, I got the red from, I believe, Green Stuff World, which I'm not proud of. And if I can find someone else that can provide them, I would much prefer that. But this shape is one that I have taken to using a lot. Normally, this one's probably my go-to, just like the point, like, and then between these, so you have not very firm, all the way to really, really firm. The red is like extra firm, whereas black, the gray is going to be softer. The lighter the gray, the softer it is. Like black is typically like the firmest, except for red. Red is like extra firm. But I had only seen those at Green Stuff World, so that's why I ended up ordering them. But luckily, because they're so popular nowadays. A lot of other brands are starting to make them. Originally, I think the OGs are the Color Shapers from Royal Sovereign, and that's where I got my initial sets. I've got a set of regular, I think, firm, and then extra firm. The black ones are the, yeah, came in firm, extra firm, finer point, flat chisel. So finer point is actual, I guess, the term that I like. It's very, very good for organic shapes. When talking with the wires and with Nick, specifically when talking with Adam about the tools that he uses while sculpting. So here's just generally how I do it. I will grab some Nevea, and I like to keep it on the fat palm open part, the meat of my hand. So I can just kind of do that while I hold. And then I will just take pieces of green stuff. And so I'm going to go right in here. I'm going to switch over to... So yeah, typically I just use this for handling the green stuff, cutting it, ripping it. I will pull and I'll pick, but I do a lot of the work like actually on this part on the with this metal pick, and typically just with that. It's not so much that it's just like, man, this thing's made perfect for it. It's more of a, I guess I'm just used to, but having something metal to like firmly cut and grab, and then I can switch to something that is not metal that I can actually like sculpt with. That's a big part of how I do my thing. So epoxy sculpt likes water. It likes to be moist, but if you put too much on there, it becomes very masky. And I mean masky, I think that's M-A-S, like Q-U-E, mask, or it might even just be M-A-S-K. But essentially extremely thin, watery. It's a very, 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 you can get it really like a slip to where it's just a little bit of clay, but a lot of watery clay, or clayish water, which can give like really good little skins. Like a slip. A slip is just a term in sculpting with actual like pottery clay and whatnot. But getting that's what's good about epoxy sculpt is you can sand it. So the whole reason that you would want to mix these two different epoxies instead of just using one or the other is the benefit that you get of both by mixing them. Green stuff is very good at holding detail, like to a certain extent, but you cannot sand with it. His little face needs to be kind of widened. And then we're going to deal some with that mouth. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't think I really finished where my ranting was, but I'm cleaning up my workshop. Like, we are moving towards something pretty big in the near future, very near future, and I'm very, very excited about it. And in order to do that, I think I need to get my workshop as smoothly organized as I can, and I need to start painting, building, doing the things that I want and said that I wanted to do. And these were on there. So because they've just been sitting on that desk or that table, waiting for me to do something with them or put them in the box so they can just be played with without being painted. However, I love that game. I want to play that game a lot more. I want to paint these little guys to have a minute. I think they will be very fun, and they will not take long. And I now have a little more time. So I think it would be fun to paint them. I'll probably stream while I do it, or I will film it. But I'm probably just going to be doing that, knock those out. And then that will be one less thing on my table that needs to be picked up. And it's one more game that like I actually have the models painted and I'm ready to play with when people come over. And I'm excited about that. That is something that I legitimately like to do because I really like playing games with other people. Okay, so I need to look at his little face. So his mouth is wounded and his nose is sticking out. I want to keep that. I don't want him to lose his little nose in there. So he's got it. I'm not going to give them mouth or anything. I don't want them to have mouths. So I might need to readjust this little guy. Looks better. There you go. I think you guys can see that probably better now. I've just been talking. I realize there's just a lot on my mind. Um, by all means, if anyone has any questions or anything to add, here from you guys. But I don't want you to just have to feel like you're talking for no reason. If you're just watching me do this little guy, hey, you know who needs to keep his hands in the frame? This guy. And I will, don't you worry. I think I'm going to switch. That's a little too firm. And also, now that I'm not touching it, these are coming off because my hands is sweating. Getting way too hot. Also, I'm going to get these out because this is going to be very bad audio. That one. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. I'm not messing with these little boops, but I mean, let me rephrase that. I've not messed with these little boops since I have owned them. As a kid, I definitely like use tools like that, like stuff, and like hard corners. But I've not messed with any of them on my stuff. Man, that feels so much better. Okay, so now that we got our hands free, that's too wiggly. So is that. Don't mind it. There it is. Where the hell's that guy? Disc. Okay. So first and foremost, gotta get that thing a little moisturized so we can go up here, work on that little mouth. Okay. Yeah. So the reason why you would want to switch, like I just did, between an extremely firm sculpting tool and something that's not as firm is smoothing. Depending on how much pressure you put, it will change quite a bit between how smooth it can get and where it is. And I think in this situation, I definitely don't want anything too hard because it's just going to leave imprints. I want to very lightly touch. That's already looking really good. I don't want him to have a face per se, but I want it to have like almost a black up. I'm happy with that. That looks good. I'm thinking that looks good right now. Just a creepy little, almost like smirk, but I don't know. I like the idea of them being almost putty-like. Like they kind of have that kind of vibe to them. I think I'm gonna add more to find. eye holes. I think they need those for sure. Yeah. But yeah, they're cute little guys, but I think they definitely need some TLC. Like they're made of wax. So, oh man, I didn't even think about that. That would really tie in because that's like the whole thing. Like, is that you got a candle and then you're trying to race the clock. Like while you, so I didn't really get that out, but part of the game is a stack that is made to look like a candle, and you have to do it under a certain amount of time because every turn you place a tile off of the candle, so it's like the candle's constantly going down. So it's a race against time to find keys to get out. I didn't think about them looking waxy. Yeah, but yeah, like I like that. That's good. Uh, it is a waxy kind of look, and that matches with the vibe of the candles and stuff. So I bet that's probably the vibe they were going for. Hmm. His head is very wonkily shaped, so it's definitely an interesting. Like, what do I want to do to fix it? I don't want to do anything too much, but I don't want to like not do the thing. Uh, so scoop, 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 just pushing down. Also, if anyone's watching this, I'm just like, I know how to sculpt. I'm just telling you what I do. Everybody does things different. And if you got any tips and tricks, I mean, I'm definitely always down to learn anything. Oop. I'm gonna make an eye. Yeah, I want his head to be a little more like a head shape as opposed to like. So we're gonna put a little more green stuff on there. I need to be more in here. That's another thing that I've really got to work on. I'm gonna mark out. Uh, Debating if I want to paint my desk. Been thinking about that a lot lately because I know the wood. I've been messing around looking at when I film certain things, how does the wood reflect? And I think a black will look really good. So probably gonna go with a black and then get a new cutting mat. Well, that's silly. Where did this little stick friend come from? I don't know. I guess on the table. It's covered in sticks. Man. Takes all kinds, I suppose. Oh, jeez. Well, takes all kinds, I suppose. I don't know if you guys like Adventure Time, but I absolutely love and adore Adventure Time. Uh, that's a little Lemon Hope for you there. There's a part in Adventure Time where Lemon Hope is on a boat and he gets shipwrecked. I was thinking of your video for the Corpse Wake 2, and I think if you had an accompanying YouTube short where you talk about the lore of Urkinen's process video in the background, it would do great. That is a wonderful idea. And I think that's great. No, that's wonderful. Thank you. That is a great idea. I really have thought more about that and what I can do, like what I can bring or what I do bring to the table. Just being me. And I don't know. I think I've really enjoyed having the stream where I can kind of get my thoughts out. And it's definitely helped me a lot with a lot of mental shit. So I'm very, very, very appreciative of that. And anything that anyone can like add in the comments or in the chat, like to what they'd like to see is only like more, yeah, hell yeah, dude. But no, I would love to do that. We've been talking a lot about the little scab game and the little boat and what all we can do with it. But I think that would be wonderful. Talk about the lore of our condensed process video in the background. That's yeah. So I think I will be doing that. Absolutely, we'll do that. And I don't know. I've definitely. I was thinking. I hope definitely I did not come off as like grumping. I don't want to seem like a grump yesterday. I understand my fixation on Trench Crusade. It was just I got let down by it. I think that's it. I really thought that it would be something that would be so my jam, and it's just not. And I want it to be because I I love World War One. I love demons. I love Grim Dark. But it's just like, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I could try to fix it. But no, I don't. I just think it's not. I don't think I need to put forth the time and energy into it. I think enough people will do that. I think I need to do my own thing. So hopefully it didn't seem like I was argumentative or anything yesterday when I was just thinking about it out loud to myself. Always enjoy everyone's input. Oh boy, it's been very divisive. Yeah, so that's the thing. Is it's just like I know I'm not the only one. I'm just like, I love World War One. I love demons. It's all the other stuff I really don't like. Uh, and then I also don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I just showed up to dunk on religion. Like I don't want to do that at the gaming table. Like, I think that's it. Like I have friends like who are religious, and they're my friend. They don't they believe their beliefs. Let me rephrase that because religion, just because you believe one thing, I will say it's the one freak game I've been able to get some of my local friends to get into. So yeah, like I feel like it will be played in my local area, and I feel like someone needs to be there bringing a lot of real satanic shit. That's the only thing. It's like I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff that I could build for it that'd be really fun because I love satanic and demonic shit and real metal stuff. It's all the other stuff that I don't like. Uh but no, it definitely is a decisive or divisive game, that's for sure. It kind of reminds me of how like uh the response to hate went, which is kind of the same way, except hate's a board game. But I think it was just the marketing for hate was so buck wild that it just a lot of people really didn't like it out the gate. Um, because I think that it had like I think its ad was just like, holy shit. It was so over the top. Uh, this is going to be the most fucking metal game you've ever played in your life. Like that kind of a thing, where it's just, okay, it's too much. And even like the voice actor was like really leaning into the over the top. But I mean, that also is kind of like the whole vibe. It's over the top, super metal game where you eat and torture each other's like nomad tribes of world killing monsters. Uh, I definitely like the art of hate. Um, I've always been a huge fan of like a lot of people in the Warhammer hobby. I've been a huge fan of Adrian Smith's art. Uh, I really like that. God, that's creepy. He's a creepy little guy. You are wonderful. That little creepy little face. He says, "Oh hey, I live in defense. My name's Gweebelin." Here's a funny story that is very lighthearted. Um, I recently have made new friends with Super Claymation on Instagram. So here's a question that I'm really trying to figure out how this works. And now I'm seeing that I think I'm filming with my actual camera up here. That's not the camera that I'm supposed to be filming with. And Now I'm realizing why this seems so weird. Okay. That's the wrong camera because that camera's like I've had the cover on the camera and I just looked at it like, oh, why did it say that was the camera? I don't know. That was real weird. It said I was using this camera and then I realized that the cap is on it, so it's definitely not that. And the angle is coming from over here. So too many cameras, I guess. Shit, what was I saying? They had a few cool models I was eyeing up on eBay. Yeah, dude. So I've got one, and I guess technically, I I should have already received this in like an email or a link. I'm sure I probably did. That it's on me. It's not on there. Uh, it's over there, I think. But it's the little guy that I printed up for Adam, uh, Adam Wire, and then I printed myself one. But it's the if you book the Ink 28, or not you book if you back. I just thought we were having a new angle. Oh, I mean, if you like that angle more, that's I can switch that up too. I need to. I'm really that's a big thing I'm working on. Like in this weekend and in the past little bit, I'm trying to get this sorted out. So once we're ready, oh shit! And also, it's got to be this angle so you can see the jumbo. Marco, you want to say hi to anyone? You want to tell Possum hi, or Eric, or Chris? Sorry, guys. No, she's. This one is much better, but we can see your face better. I also need to like turn on these lights. I don't know why. I came down and I've just been like, I was like, I'm doing the thing, and I didn't turn on my lights. I didn't turn on the cameras. I started working on these little waxy boys, and I'm really excited about them. But yeah. So I have reached out to my buddy who actually, for a living, does like video. And I'm really hoping to try and do something with my YouTube channel with my time. I don't know. I really I want to make a place on the internet where people can just chill. But I also want to show people how they can make things without spending too much money. I want to show how to play games. I don't know. I love teaching. I love showing things. I love show and tell. I love building things. I'm really trying to figure out a way that I can do that uh, in any way or any capacity more. Because it makes me genuinely happy. So, man, I gotta put this tape. I gotta put some tape down because I am just. I bring my hands closer to me, and I can't. There we go. So I need to lock it in. Lock it in, baby. This is where my arms go when I'm sculpting. So you can watch me make a little face. But yeah, I'm thinking that I don't know. I've just been a very, 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 very long time doing things that I don't enjoy. And that was it. I think that is what got me onto, I'm going to work on these guys today, is I was talking to my wife about how quickly I could come down here and fix these guys up and get some paint on them, and then they are ready to play. And from that point on, the rest of my life, if I want to play the night cage, my little night cage guys are done and they look cute, and that's a fun game that we can play, and I don't have to do anything else. And I know that seems like why are you saying it like that? It's just I have had over the years, my hobby has been my outlet of escapism because I really just kind of put myself into like survive in society mode for years. So just super masking, essentially entering a almost like a coconic, like not catatonic, but like a little cocoon. Just when I would go to work, it would just be I would enter my cocoon where I just kind of was dead inside and I didn't really have to think about anything. And then after 8 hours, I get to come back to life. And I've been doing that for years now. And I'm not going to do that anymore. One of the things that I absolutely just like, I want to do is stop pulling my fucking hands out of the lens, out of the frame, so you all can see what I'm sculpting. No, one of the things I absolutely want to do is this. Like, I want to sculpt more. I want to play more games. I want to talk more with people who like what I like. I've hermited for so long, and I'm really excited that I'm not going to do that anymore. But it is 7:35, so in 4 minutes, I am going to stop and go make some coffee. But I will. I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking and planning. But really big news, I am going to be changing careers. I yesterday was advised that my position at my current corporate job has been eliminated. And I had already been wanting that to happen. So that is really awesome for me because that means that essentially yesterday, and I'm not saying who this company is. I work for a company that is very corporate. Yesterday they hit me up and they were just like, we're sorry to tell you that your position has been eliminated. So you're going to be getting severance, blah, blah, blah. And then essentially that, you're not expected to work from now until blank. So I have a good chunk of time now that I have the time to really try to do this thing. And that's what I fucking wanted. So Margot and I had already been doing a lot of planning. My house is covered in whiteboards and poster boards and papers that are just scribbled with ideas of trying to put together what we want to do. And I'm really, really, really excited to show you guys. My buddy Alan is a very, very good, he does film. Like professionally, like his job is he does all the marketing for like Blue Force gear. He's made a lot of very, very fun videos. He's made videos for like bands that I've been in over the years. But he's very talented, and I'm trying to get him to come up and film a intro with me that I've been working on, as well as maybe a couple of videos to really kind of hit this thing. I really want to hit the ground running. I've worked really hard for a long time trying to build up to something, and now it's just trying to put the final pieces together and share that with everybody. I'm looking forward to it. So a lot coming in the near future. I pretty much Adepticon is on the 26th, so I've got a little less than a month. But it's going to be one hell of a month for RedWetSkeleton. I'm excited to say that. So, on that note, I'm going to end just a little early. I'm going to go make some coffee. I'm going to put, also, I'll just show this. This is going to turn really hard, and then we're just going to throw it away unless we save it. And I don't have the proper materials right now. I'm going to have to look for them. I need to hit up Nick to see what link he uses, but anything airtight. I like terrible audio. I'm going to just use a small baggie, and then I fill it with water, and I throw it in my freezer over there. And that is to essentially keep it from losing its elasticity. Enjoy your coffee. Excited to see what's in store for the future. Thank you, Possum. Yes, and obviously, if anyone knows these things, I'm not trying to tell everyone the basic steps of how to smoke. If you don't know, hey. But no, thank you. I very much appreciate it. At least I'm terrible. I'm the worst. Terrible audio. No, I very much appreciate you guys hanging out and watching, listening. It makes me feel like I'm not just wasting my time down the basement. So have a good one. I'm really excited to show you guys what we got coming. Take care.